We totally forgot to talk about White Boy Rick. I left it out, and we had already said goodbye. And here I am, because we are not going to do this podcast and finish this podcast without covering what is certainly a very important recent work that you did with Jan, who I don't know, as I explained before, from his past. But do tell me the story of how it came together, because I found that really fascinating, what you told me. I mean, it was all shot in Cleveland, and then you did a little second unit in Detroit, but this is a film that came together in a way that has a special story behind it, and of course is a very important story to tell. So talk to me about White Boy Rick, my man.
Well, it is a great story, and it's an important story that had to be told. I became a close friend of Rick Wershey, aka White Boy Rick, throughout the process. A friend of mine, Matthew McConaughy, who's an executive producer on the film, brought me a script for White Boy Rick. And I had become friends with Jan. We spent a couple of Sundances together, and we hung out quite a bit. We were introduced by a mutual friend, an agent, Rogue Sutherland at CAA. And we've been looking for something to do together. So a couple of weeks after we hung out at Sundance, I called him up after Matthew brought me this script. And Matthew shares an attorney with Rick. So I got put in touch with Rick. Rick wanted me to do it. We made an instant connection. And I really felt like it was an important film to make, an important story to tell. So I brought it to Jan and I said, hey, man, I think I found something for us to do together. I have this script for the story, White Boy Rick, true story. He goes, what? And he had just walked out of a meeting on another White Boy Rick script. Apparently there were three, and I had one, and another producer had another one, and then there was another one out there that was trying to get made. And as it turned out, I had, in conjunction with my script, I had, the connection and the friendship with Rick. And at the time, I was the only person he really wanted to talk to. And it turns out he was producing. The producer on the other project that Jan was doing was John Lesher, who's a friend of mine. So, we joined forces, which happens all the time, and it made sense. John and I produced the film together. Jeff Robinoff's company came in to finance it, and we were incredibly grateful for that. And I think we made an incredibly impactful film. I think, Jan is an incredible talent. He's a director that I hope to make another film with. Every actor that we met with that he wanted instantly signed up. McConaughey was incredible. Him and Mickey, probably my two favorite actors to work with. Tell
me the story of White Boy Rick. I mean, I unfortunately, I remember seeing the trailers come out, and I, as mentioned, this is a film that I definitely want to watch and will probably turn on tonight, but I have not seen it. So, and I'm sure that some people in the audience have not had a chance to see it. Let's encourage them all to go out and turn their dials to watch it tonight. It's available.
It's a true story about a 16-year-old boy who got railroaded by feds and the legal system and got put away for, at the time, what was a life sentence. And when we made the film, he was still in prison for a nonviolent drug offense as a 16-year-old. And he, as you learn in the movie and in the true story, is he was kind of encouraged to become this drug dealer by the feds to kind of infiltrate. They taught him how to become a drug dealer, basically. And it's a pretty gripping story, and it's a tragic story. I mean, the guy, through when he took down a lot of political people, a lot of powerful people, and they threw the book at him. I mean, he ended up doing 30 years. He got put away finally at the age of 18, and he spent 30 plus years behind bars, where there were a lot of violent offenders that he knew or that were involved with him that did 6 years or 5 years. And everybody involved in it that were much more violent or dangerous than he was, and that were adults, were in and out of prison. And he pissed off the wrong people and did 30 plus years. And it's, he's out now, thank God, only recently, a few months ago. But had a great cast, and that's a credit to Yen. And it's like, watching him work, he's an incredible director, and he cast it, McConaughey. I mean, everyone wanted to work with him, everyone I met with,
How did the script come together? Can you just describe that to me? Because
Well,
there were 3 competing Right Boy Rick projects.
we melded two. The script that I had and the script that John Lesher brought to Yan. Coincidentally, we both thought of the same director, so we joined forces and we brought in some more writers, and the two original writers did a few passes, and eventually we ended up with the script that Yan was happy with. You know, and you know, but like I said, you know, Bruce Dern, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Belle Powley, and we cast a kid right up the street. You know, but Brian Tyree Henry, YG, Jonathan Majors, who he also did Lovecraft with. He directed the pilot of Lovecraft Nation, and Johnny Majors in that. And it's an incredible cast, and you know, you can see it in the performances. The fact that he stuck to his convictions and casted a kid right off the street that had 0 acting experience to play Rick, you know, and he got a great performance out of the kid. So it's an interesting film.
Wow, spectacular to be able to do that. To find, I mean, I've known only very few, very spare examples of someone getting cast that had no prior acting experience that would play such an important role. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's basically the lead in the movie opposite McConaughey. You know, he's a 15-year-old kid from Baltimore, Richie Merritt, and I hope he gets another opportunity.
And how did you find him? We
did a nationwide search. We did a nationwide search all around the country. We searched New York, Baltimore, Detroit, Cleveland, Atlanta, Chicago, you know, LA, and we did, you know, we went into schools, and it's an interesting story. We went into you know, we had a casting director who would go and talk to the principals, and you know, because you can't just go into a school and get permission to observe kids in the cafeteria and at recess. And this principal in Baltimore said, "I have the perfect kid for you, but he's been expelled. He's not here anymore. He got expelled for fighting." And but the principal loved him, and he's a great kid. He just has a little bit of a temper. And he was thrown out of high school, and he was, you know, being homeschooled, or they were figuring out his situation, and we casted him, you know, and we ended up.
So this is the kid that you found, the kid that was out of school is the kid you found.
He got thrown out of high school, and then, you know, it was great because we had on-set teachers, and he ended up passing his grade, you know, with his on-set teacher.
What a great backstory that is.
Yeah. Well, now, Charlie, you have your homework. You said you hadn't seen it. You're going to see it, so I expect a full report tomorrow. Enjoy your filming. Enjoy your viewing tonight, pal.
Yeah,